Applications of nanotechnology in chemistry. Nanotechnology is a rapidly growing field that has the potential to revolutionize numerous industries, including chemistry. The ability to manipulate and control matter on a nanoscale opens up a host of possibilities for developing new materials, improving existing processes, and creating innovative products. In this article, we will explore some of the applications of nanotechnology in chemistry, focusing on the benefits it can provide in the areas of catalysis, sensing, and drug delivery. Catalysis is a fundamental process in many chemical reactions, from the production of fuels and chemicals to the synthesis of pharmaceuticals. Traditional catalysts are often based on metals or metal oxides, and their activity and selectivity are determined by their size, shape, and surface properties. However, these materials typically suffer from limitations such as low surface area, poor stability, and limited control over the active sites. Nanotechnology offers a solution to these challenges by providing a platform for designing and synthesizing catalysts with tailored properties at the nanoscale. One of the most promising applications of nanotechnology in catalysis is the development of heterogeneous catalysts based on metal nanoparticles. These nanoparticles can be prepared with a specific size, shape, and composition, and their surface can be functionalized with various ligands or modifiers to control their activity and selectivity. For example, gold nanoparticles have been shown to exhibit exceptional catalytic activity for several important reactions, including oxidation, reduction, and hydrogenation. The high surface area and unique electronic and geometric properties of these nanoparticles make them excellent candidates for catalyzing reactions that are difficult or impossible to achieve with traditional catalysts. Another area where nanotechnology is making a significant impact is in the development of sensors for detecting and analyzing chemical and biological species. Traditional sensors rely on the interaction between a target molecule and a receptor or probe, which generates a signal that can be detected and quantified. However, these sensors often suffer from limitations such as low sensitivity, poor specificity, and slow response time. Nanotechnology offers a solution to these challenges by providing a platform for developing sensors with enhanced sensitivity, selectivity, and response time. One example of a nanotechnology-based sensor is the use of carbon nanotubes as transducers for detecting gases and liquids. Carbon nanotubes are highly conductive and have a large surface area, making them excellent candidates for sensing applications. By functionalizing the surface of the nanotubes with specific receptors or probes, they can be made sensitive to a wide range of chemical and biological species. Additionally, the high aspect ratio and flexibility of the nanotubes enable them to be integrated into a variety of devices, including wearable sensors and implantable biosensors. Drug delivery is another area where nanotechnology is having a significant impact. The goal of drug delivery is to deliver therapeutic agents to the target site in a controlled and efficient manner, while minimizing side effects and toxicity. Traditional drug delivery systems often suffer from limitations such as poor solubility, low bioavailability, and rapid clearance from the body. Nanotechnology offers a solution to these challenges by providing a platform for designing and synthesizing drug delivery systems with enhanced properties at the nanoscale. One example of a nanotechnology-based drug delivery system is the use of liposomes as carriers for drugs. Liposomes are spherical vesicles composed of a lipid bilayer, which can encapsulate hydrophilic and hydrophobic drugs. The size, charge, and composition of the liposomes can be carefully controlled to optimize their behavior in vivo, such as their circulation time and targeting efficiency. Additionally, the surface of the liposomes can be functionalized with specific ligands or antibodies to target specific cells or tissues. Energy storage and conversion are crucial for meeting the growing demand for sustainable energy sources. Traditional energy storage systems, such as batteries and supercapacitors, often suffer from limitations such as low energy density, slow charging/discharging rates, and limited cycle life. Nanotechnology offers a solution to these challenges by providing a platform for developing energy storage and conversion systems with enhanced properties at the nanoscale. One example of a nanotechnology-based energy storage system is the use of nanomaterials as electrodes in batteries and supercapacitors. Nanomaterials, such as carbon nanotubes, graphene, and metal oxides, have unique physical and chemical properties that make them excellent candidates for energy storage applications. For example, carbon nanotubes have a high surface area and excellent electrical conductivity, which can improve the performance of supercapacitors. Metal oxide nanoparticles, such as titanium dioxide and iron oxide, have been shown to improve the performance of lithium-ion batteries by increasing their capacity and cycle life. In addition to improving energy storage, nanotechnology can also enhance energy conversion processes, such as solar energy conversion and catalytic conversion of biomass. Solar energy conversion involves converting sunlight into electrical or chemical energy, while catalytic conversion of biomass involves converting biomass into useful chemicals and fuels. Nanotechnology offers a solution to these challenges by providing a platform for developing new materials and devices with enhanced properties at the nanoscale. One example of a nanotechnology-based solar energy conversion system is the use of quantum dots as photovoltaic materials. Quantum dots are semiconductor nanocrystals that can absorb and emit light with high efficiency. By controlling the size and composition of the quantum dots, they can be tuned to absorb light at specific wavelengths, which can improve the efficiency of solar cells. Additionally, the high surface area and unique electronic properties of quantum dots make them excellent candidates for catalytic applications, such as photocatalytic water splitting. In the field of catalytic conversion of biomass, nanotechnology can be used to design and synthesize catalysts with enhanced activity and selectivity. For example, metal nanoparticles supported on carbon nanotubes or graphene can be used as catalysts for the conversion of biomass-derived molecules into useful chemicals and fuels. The high surface area and unique electronic properties of these nanomaterials can improve the performance of the catalysts and reduce their cost and environmental impact. In addition to the applications of nanotechnology in catalysis, sensing, drug delivery, and energy storage and conversion, nanotechnology also holds great promise in the field of environmental remediation. Environmental remediation involves the removal of pollutants and contaminants from soil, water, and air. Traditional remediation techniques, such as physical and chemical treatments, often suffer from limitations such as low efficiency, high cost, and limited applicability. Nanotechnology offers a solution to these challenges by providing a platform for developing new materials and devices with enhanced properties at the nanoscale. One example of a nanotechnology-based remediation technique is the use of nanoparticles for the removal of pollutants from water and soil. Nanoparticles, such as iron oxide, titanium dioxide, and carbon nanotubes, can be functionalized with specific ligands or modifiers to target and bind to pollutants, such as heavy metals, organic compounds, and pathogens. Additionally, the high surface area and unique electronic properties of nanoparticles can enhance the efficiency of the remediation process and reduce the cost and environmental impact. Nanotechnology can also be used to develop sensors for monitoring environmental pollutants and contaminants. Traditional sensors, such as gas chromatography and mass spectrometry, often suffer from limitations such as low sensitivity, poor selectivity, and high cost. Nanotechnology offers a solution to these challenges by providing a platform for developing sensors with enhanced sensitivity, selectivity, and response time. One example of a nanotechnology-based sensor for environmental monitoring is the use of nanowires as transducers for detecting pollutants in air and water. Nanowires are highly sensitive and can detect low concentrations of pollutants with high selectivity. By functionalizing the surface of the nanowires with specific receptors or probes, they can be made sensitive to a wide range of pollutants. Organic resins. Introduction. Organic plastics or polymers are a group of materials that are derived from petrochemicals or other organic compounds. They are widely used in various industries, ranging from packaging to construction. The unique properties of these materials, including their durability, flexibility, and low cost, have led to their widespread use in modern society. However, the increasing use of organic plastics has also resulted in a significant environmental impact, particularly in terms of waste generation and pollution. This article will provide an overview of the various types of organic plastics, their properties, and their impact on the environment. Types of organic plastics. Organic plastics can be classified into several categories based on their chemical composition and properties. The main types of organic plastics include polyethylene, P. P is the most widely used plastic in the world, with applications ranging from packaging to construction. It is a thermoplastic polymer that is produced by the polymerization of ethylene. P can be further classified into several subcategories, including low-density polyethylene, high-density polyethylene, and linear low-density polyethylene. Polypropylene, PP. PP is another widely used plastic that is commonly used in packaging, textiles, and automotive parts. It is a thermoplastic polymer that is produced by the polymerization of propylene. PP has a high melting point and is resistant to heat, chemicals, and moisture. Polyvinyl chloride, PVC. PVC is a widely used plastic that is commonly used in construction, packaging, and medical applications. It is a thermoplastic polymer that is produced by the polymerization of vinyl chloride. PVC is known for its durability, flexibility, and resistance to fire and chemicals. Polystyrene, PS. PS is a versatile plastic that is commonly used in packaging, insulation, and consumer goods. It is a thermoplastic polymer that is produced by the polymerization of styrene. PS can be further classified into several subcategories, including expanded polystyrene, EPS, and extruded polystyrene, XPS. Properties of organic plastics. Organic plastics have several properties that make them attractive for various applications. These properties include durability. Organic plastics are highly durable and can withstand various environmental conditions, such as temperature, humidity, and sunlight. Flexibility. Organic plastics are flexible and can be easily molded into various shapes and sizes. Low cost. Organic plastics are relatively inexpensive to produce, making them an attractive option for various applications. Resistance to chemicals. Organic plastics are resistant to various chemicals, including acids and bases. Lightweight. Organic plastics are lightweight, making them an attractive option for various applications where weight is a concern. Environmental impact of organic plastics. The increasing use of organic plastics has led to a significant environmental impact, particularly in terms of waste generation and pollution. The properties that make organic plastics attractive for various applications also make them difficult to recycle and dispose of. Waste generation. Organic plastics account for a significant proportion of the waste generated globally. According to the World Economic Forum, the world produces more than 300 million tons of plastic waste every year, with only 14% of it being recycled. Pollution. Organic plastics can take hundreds of years to decompose, leading to the accumulation of plastic waste in the environment. Plastic waste can also harm wildlife, as animals can ingest or become entangled in plastic waste. Greenhouse gas emissions. The production of organic plastics is energy intensive and contributes to greenhouse gas emissions. According to the United Nations, the production of plastics generates an estimated 1.8 gigatons of greenhouse gas emissions every year. Solutions to reduce the environmental impact of organic plastics. To address the environmental impact of organic plastics, several solutions have been proposed. These solutions include reduce, reuse, and recycle. The 3Rs strategy involves reducing the production and consumption of plastics, reusing plastic products, and recycling plastic waste. This strategy can significantly reduce the environmental impact of organic plastics. Promote the use of sustainable alternatives. There are several sustainable alternatives to organic plastics, including biodegradable plastics, natural fibers, and plant-based materials. These materials can be used as substitutes for conventional plastics in various applications. Implement policies and regulations. Governments can implement policies and regulations to reduce the production and consumption of organic plastics. For example, some countries have implemented bans on single-use plastics, while others have introduced taxes on plastic bags and other plastic products. Develop new materials. Scientists and researchers are working on developing new materials that are more sustainable and environmentally friendly than organic plastics. For example, researchers are exploring the use of bioplastics, which are derived from renewable resources such as corn starch and sugarcane. Promote a circular economy. A circular economy involves designing products and materials that can be reused, recycled, or repurposed. This approach can significantly reduce the environmental impact of organic plastics by reducing waste generation and promoting resource efficiency. Challenges in reducing the environmental impact of organic plastics. Despite the solutions proposed to reduce the environmental impact of organic plastics, there are several challenges that need to be addressed. These challenges include lack of awareness. Many people are not aware of the environmental impact of organic plastics, which makes it difficult to implement solutions effectively. Raising awareness and educating the public about the environmental impact of organic plastics is essential. Lack of infrastructure. The recycling and disposal of organic plastics requires specialized infrastructure and technology, which may not be available in all regions. Governments and private organizations need to invest in developing and implementing infrastructure to support the recycling and disposal of organic plastics. Cost. Sustainable alternatives to organic plastics may be more expensive than conventional plastics, making it difficult for businesses and consumers to adopt them. Governments can provide incentives and subsidies to promote the use of sustainable alternatives. Resistance from industry. the plastics industry may resist efforts to reduce the production and consumption of organic plastics. Governments and civil society organizations need to work with the industry to promote more sustainable practices and materials. Lack of global cooperation. The environmental impact of organic plastics is a global problem that requires global cooperation. Governments, organizations, and individuals need to work together to address the issue effectively. Future outlook. The future of organic plastics is likely to be shaped by several trends and developments. These trends include increased focus on sustainability. There is a growing awareness of the environmental impact of organic plastics, and businesses and consumers are increasingly demanding more. Sustainable alternatives. This trend is likely to accelerate in the coming years, leading to the development and adoption of more sustainable materials. Advances in technology, such as biotechnology and nanotechnology, are likely to lead to the development of new materials and products that are more sustainable. Applications of pharmaceutical chemistry. Pharmaceutical chemistry, or pharmaceutical science, is the study of the design, synthesis, and development of drugs. It is an interdisciplinary field that involves the application of chemistry, biology, and other related sciences to the discovery, development, and production of drugs. Pharmaceutical chemistry plays a crucial role in the healthcare industry by providing new treatments for diseases and improving the efficacy and safety of existing treatments. One of the most important applications of pharmaceutical chemistry is in the development of new drugs. Pharmaceutical chemists use a variety of techniques to design and synthesize new compounds that can be used as drugs. These compounds are then tested in preclinical studies to determine their safety and effectiveness before they are tested in clinical trials. Clinical trials are the final stage of drug development and involve testing the drug in humans to determine its efficacy and safety. Pharmaceutical chemistry also plays a key role in the production of drugs. Once a drug has been developed and approved for use, it must be produced in large quantities for distribution to patients. Pharmaceutical chemists are responsible for developing and optimizing the production processes for drugs to ensure that they are produced efficiently and at a high level of quality. Another important application of pharmaceutical chemistry is in the formulation of drugs. Drugs can be formulated in a variety of ways, including tablets, capsules, creams, and injections. Pharmaceutical chemists are responsible for developing and optimizing the formulation of drugs to ensure that they are effective and safe for patients. Pharmaceutical chemistry also plays a crucial role in the study of drug metabolism and pharmacokinetics. Drug metabolism is the process by which the body breaks down drugs, while pharmacokinetics is the study of how drugs are absorbed, distributed, metabolized, and eliminated by the body. Pharmaceutical chemists use these studies to understand how drugs interact with the body and to optimize drug dosing and administration. One of the most important applications of pharmaceutical chemistry is in the development of new treatments for diseases. Pharmaceutical chemists work closely with biologists and medical researchers to identify new targets for drug development, and to design and synthesize new compounds that can be used to treat these targets. This work has led to the development of many new drugs, including treatments for cancer, HIV, and other diseases. Pharmaceutical chemistry also plays a key role in the development of personalized medicine. Personalized medicine involves tailoring medical treatment to the individual characteristics of each patient, such as their genetic makeup and other personal factors. Pharmaceutical chemists are involved in developing drugs and diagnostic tests that can be used to identify patients who are likely to respond to a particular treatment and to optimize the dosing and administration of drugs for individual patients. In addition to its applications in drug development and production, pharmaceutical chemistry also has important applications in drug discovery and screening. Pharmaceutical chemists use a variety of techniques to screen large libraries of compounds for activity against specific targets, such as enzymes or receptors. This work has led to the discovery of many new drugs and has contributed to the development of new screening techniques and technologies. Finally, pharmaceutical chemistry is also important in the study of drug safety and toxicity. Pharmaceutical chemists use a variety of techniques to study the safety and toxicity of drugs, including in vitro and in vivo studies. These studies are used to identify potential safety issues with drugs and to optimize drug dosing and administration to minimize the risk of adverse effects. Pharmaceutical chemistry also has important applications in the field of drug delivery. Drug delivery refers to the process of administering drugs to the body in a controlled manner to achieve a therapeutic effect. Pharmaceutical chemists play a key role in developing drug delivery systems that can improve the efficacy and safety of drugs. These systems can include things like nanoparticles, liposomes, and microspheres, which can be used to deliver drugs to specific tissues or organs in the body. Another important application of pharmaceutical chemistry is in the study of drug resistance. Drug resistance occurs when microorganisms, such as bacteria or viruses, evolve to become resistant to the drugs used to treat them. Pharmaceutical chemists are involved in the development of new drugs and therapies that can overcome drug resistance and provide effective treatments for these diseases. Pharmaceutical chemistry also plays a key role in the study of drug interactions. Drug interactions occur when two or more drugs are taken together and their effects interact with each other. Pharmaceutical chemists study these interactions to identify potential drug interactions and to optimize drug dosing and administration to minimize the risk of adverse effects. In addition to its applications in the healthcare industry, pharmaceutical chemistry also has important applications in other fields, such as agriculture and environmental science. In agriculture, pharmaceutical chemists are involved in the development of insecticides and herbicides that can improve crop yields and reduce the use of harmful chemicals. In environmental science, pharmaceutical chemists are involved in the study of the environmental impact of drugs and in the development of green chemistry techniques that can reduce the environmental impact of drug production and use. Finally, pharmaceutical chemistry also has important implications for public policy and healthcare economics. The high cost of drug development and production, as well as the cost of healthcare in general, has led to ongoing debates about the pricing of drugs and the role of government in regulating the pharmaceutical industry. Pharmaceutical chemistry plays a key role in these debates by providing insights into the costs and benefits of different drugs and therapies, as well as the economic and social impact of Different healthcare policies. Pharmaceutical chemistry also has important applications in the field of drug repurposing. Drug repurposing involves taking a drug that is currently approved for one use and testing it for its effectiveness in treating a different disease or condition. Pharmaceutical chemists play a key role in identifying drugs that have the potential for repurposing and in designing and conducting preclinical and clinical studies to test their efficacy and safety. Another important application of pharmaceutical chemistry is in the study of drug delivery to the brain. The blood-brain barrier is a protective barrier that prevents many drugs from reaching the brain. Pharmaceutical chemists are involved in the development of new drug delivery systems that can bypass the blood-brain barrier and deliver drugs directly to the brain. These systems can include things like nanoparticles and liposomes, which can be designed to target specific areas of the brain. Pharmaceutical chemistry also has important applications in the study of drug metabolism in different populations. The metabolism of drugs can vary significantly between different populations, which can affect their efficacy and safety. Pharmaceutical chemists are involved in the study of these differences and in the development of drugs and dosing recommendations that are tailored to specific populations. In addition to its applications in the development of drugs, pharmaceutical chemistry also has important applications in the study of natural products. Types of organic chemical reactions. Chemical reactions are a fundamental aspect of organic chemistry. They are the processes by which organic compounds are transformed into new substances through the rearrangement of atoms and bonds. There are many different types of chemical reactions in organic chemistry, each with its own set of unique characteristics and properties. In this article, we will explore some of the most important types of organic chemical reactions. Addition reactions. Addition reactions involve the addition of an atom or group of atoms to a molecule. These reactions typically occur between unsaturated compounds such as alkenes or alkynes. The addition of a hydrogen atom to an alkene produces an alkane, while the addition of a halogen atom produces a halogenated compound. One example of an addition reaction is the reaction between ethene and hydrogen gas to produce ethane. C2H4 plus H2C2H6. Another example is the reaction between ethene and chlorine gas to produce 1,2-dichloroethane. C2H4 plus Cl2CH2ClCH2Cl. Elimination reactions. Elimination reactions are the reverse of addition reactions. They involve the removal of a small molecule such as water or hydrogen chloride from a larger molecule. These reactions are often used to form double or triple bonds in unsaturated compounds. One example of an elimination reaction is the reaction between ethanol and hydrochloric acid to produce ethene. CH3CH2O plus HClCH2 equals CH2 plus H2O. Another example is the dehydration of an alcohol to form an alkene. CH3CH2OCH2 equals CH2 plus H2O. Substitution reactions. Substitution reactions involve the replacement of one group of atoms with another group of atoms. These reactions are common in organic chemistry and can be classified as either nucleophilic or electrophilic. Nucleophilic substitution reactions involve the replacement of a leaving group, usually a halogen atom, with a nucleophile. The nucleophile donates a pair of electrons to the carbon atom, causing the leaving group to depart. One example of a nucleophilic substitution reaction is the reaction between ethyl chloride and sodium hydroxide to produce ethanol. CH3CH2Cl plus no CH3CH2O plus NaCl. Electrophilic substitution reactions involve the replacement of a hydrogen atom with an electrophile. The electrophile accepts a pair of electrons from the carbon atom, causing the hydrogen atom to depart. One example of an electrophilic substitution reaction is the reaction between benzene and nitric acid to produce nitrobenzene. C6H6 plus NO3C6H5 NO2 plus H2O. Oxidation-reduction reactions. Oxidation-reduction (redox) reactions involve the transfer of electrons between two compounds. Oxidation involves the loss of electrons, while reduction involves the gain of electrons. In organic chemistry, redox reactions are often used to convert alcohols into aldehydes or ketones. One example of a redox reaction is the oxidation of ethanol to produce acetaldehyde. CH3CH2O CHO plus H2O. Another example is the oxidation of an aldehyde to produce a carboxylic acid. CHO plus O2 CHICU. Rearrangement reactions. Rearrangement reactions involve the rearrangement of atoms within a molecule to form a different molecule. These reactions are often catalyzed by an acid or a base and involve the migration of a functional group or an atom from one position to another. One example of a rearrangement reaction is the conversion of glucose into fructose. Another example is the conversion of citrate to isocitrate during the Krebs cycle. Condensation reactions. Condensation reactions involve the joining of two molecules through the loss of a small molecule, typically water. These reactions are common in the synthesis of polymers and other large molecules. One example of a condensation reaction is the synthesis of an ester from an alcohol and a carboxylic acid. CH3CH2O plus CHICU CH3 CH2 CH3 plus H2O. Another example is the synthesis of a peptide bond between two amino acids. Polymerization reactions. Polymerization reactions involve the joining of many small molecules, monomers, to form a large molecule, polymer. These reactions are important in the synthesis of plastics, rubber, and other materials. One example of a polymerization reaction is the synthesis of polyethylene from ethylene monomers. NCH2 equals CH2-CH2CH2N. Another example is the synthesis of polypropylene from propylene monomers. NCH2 equals CHCH3-CH2CHCH3N. Hydrolysis reactions. Hydrolysis reactions involve the breaking of a chemical bond through the addition of water. These reactions are important in the breakdown of large molecules such as carbohydrates and proteins. One example of a hydrolysis reaction is the breakdown of sucrose, table sugar, into glucose and fructose. C12H22O11 plus H2OC6H12O6 plus C6H12O6. Another example is the breakdown of a peptide bond in a protein. Isomerization reactions. Isomerization reactions involve the rearrangement of atoms within a molecule to form an isomer, a molecule with the same molecular formula but a different arrangement of atoms. These reactions are important in the synthesis of drugs and other organic compounds. One example of an isomerization reaction is the conversion of glucose into its isomer, fructose. Another example is the conversion of cis-unsaturated fatty acids to their trans isomers, which can have negative health effects. Cycloaddition reactions. Cycloaddition reactions involve the formation of a cyclic compound by the reaction of two or more molecules. These reactions are important in the synthesis of drugs, polymers, and other organic compounds. One example of a cycloaddition reaction is the Diels-Alder reaction, which involves the formation of a cyclohexene ring from a diene and an alkene. Another example is the synthesis of a cyclopropane ring from a diazo compound and an alkene. Redox addition reactions. Redox addition reactions involve the addition of a nucleophile to a carbonyl group, followed by a reduction of the resulting intermediate. These reactions are important in the synthesis of alcohols from carbonyl compounds. One example of a redox addition reaction is the reduction of a ketone to an alcohol using sodium borohydride. R2C equals O plus NaBa 4 plus H2O R2CHO plus NaBO 2 plus H2. Another example is the reduction of an aldehyde to a primary alcohol using lithium aluminum hydride. RCHO plus Lilo 4 RCH2O plus Lilo 2 plus H2. Friedel-Crafts reactions. Friedel-Crafts reactions involve the substitution of a hydrogen atom on an aromatic ring with an electrophile. These reactions are important in the synthesis of aromatic compounds. One example of a Friedel-Crafts reaction is the synthesis of benzene from benzene and chloromethane. C6H6 plus Checl plus alkyl 3C6H5CH3 plus HCl plus alkyl 4. Another example is the synthesis of an alkylbenzene from benzene and an alkyl halide. C6H6 plus CH3CH2Cl plus alkyl 3C6H5CH2CH3 plus HCl plus alkyl 4. Schmidt reactions. Schmidt reactions involve the conversion of a carboxylic acid or an ester into an amine through a series of reactions. These reactions are important in the synthesis of drugs and other organic compounds. One example of a Schmidt reaction is the conversion of a carboxylic acid into an amine using hydroxylamine and a reducing agent. Rgu plus NH2O plus H2R NH2 plus H2O plus CO2. Another example is the conversion of an ester into an amine using hydrazine and a reducing agent. Rgor plus N2 H4 plus H2R NH2 plus Rho plus N2. Fundamentals in Organic Chemistry. Introduction. Organic chemistry is the study of carbon compounds and their reactions. Organic compounds are the basis of life, and they are found in everything from food and clothing to medicine and technology. The study of organic chemistry is essential for understanding the properties and reactions of these compounds. In this article, we will discuss the fundamental building blocks of organic chemistry, the functional groups. Body. Functional groups are specific atoms or groups of atoms that give organic compounds their characteristic properties and reactivity. They are the building blocks of organic chemistry, and they form the basis of organic chemical reactions. There are several functional groups that are commonly found in organic compounds, and each one has its own unique properties and reactivity. Hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are organic compounds that consist of only carbon and hydrogen atoms. They are the simplest type of organic compound and are the basis for many other functional groups. Hydrocarbons can be divided into two main categories: aliphatic hydrocarbons and aromatic hydrocarbons. Aliphatic hydrocarbons are straight or branched chains of carbon atoms that are connected to each other by single or double bonds. They are further classified based on the types of bonds and the number of carbon atoms in the chain. Alkanes are hydrocarbons that contain only single bonds, while alkenes and alkynes contain double and triple bonds, respectively. Aromatic hydrocarbons, on the other hand, are cyclic compounds that contain a ring of carbon atoms with alternating double bonds. The most common aromatic hydrocarbon is benzene, which is a six-membered ring with three double bonds. Alcohols. Alcohols are organic compounds that contain a hydroxyl O group attached to a carbon atom. They are classified based on the number of carbon atoms attached to the carbon atom with the hydroxyl group. Primary alcohols have one carbon atom attached to the hydroxyl group, while secondary alcohols have two, and tertiary alcohols have three. Alcohols are polar compounds and can form hydrogen bonds with other polar molecules. They are commonly used as solvents and are also important in the synthesis of other organic compounds. Aldehydes and ketones. Aldehydes and ketones are organic compounds that contain a carbonyl group, C=O. Aldehydes have a carbonyl group attached to a carbon atom at the end of the carbon chain, while ketones have a carbonyl group attached to a carbon atom in the middle of the carbon chain. Aldehydes and ketones are reactive compounds and are used in the synthesis of other organic compounds. They are also important in biological processes and are involved in the metabolism of carbohydrates. Carboxylic acids. Carboxylic acids are organic compounds that contain a carboxyl group, Cu, attached to a carbon atom. They are classified based on the number of carbon atoms in the chain. Acetic acid, for example, is a carboxylic acid with two carbon atoms in the chain. Carboxylic acids are polar compounds and can form hydrogen bonds with other polar molecules. They are important in biological processes and are involved in the metabolism of fats and proteins. Amines. Amines are organic compounds that contain a nitrogen atom connected to one or more carbon atoms. They are classified based on the number of carbon atoms attached to the nitrogen atom. Primary amines have one carbon atom attached to the nitrogen atom, while secondary and tertiary amines have 2 and 3, respectively. Amines are basic compounds and can form hydrogen bonds with other polar molecules. They are important in biological processes and are involved in the synthesis of proteins and nucleic acids. Ethers. Ethers are organic compounds that contain an oxygen atom connected to two carbon atoms. They are commonly used as solvents and are also important in the synthesis of other organic compounds. Esters. Esters are organic compounds that contain a carbonyl group, C=O, connected to an oxygen atom, which is in turn connected to an alkyl or aryl group. They are formed by the reaction of a carboxylic acid with an alcohol. Esters are commonly used in the fragrance and flavor industry as well as in the production of plastics and resins. Amides. Amides are organic compounds that contain a carbonyl group, C=O, connected to a nitrogen atom, which is in turn connected to an alkyl or aryl group. They are formed by the reaction of a carboxylic acid with an amine. Amides are important in biological processes and are found in proteins and nucleic acids. Halides. Halides are organic compounds that contain a halogen atom, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, or iodine, connected to an alkyl or aryl group. They are formed by the reaction of a hydrocarbon with a halogen gas. Halides are important in the synthesis of other organic compounds and are also used as solvents and reagents in organic chemistry. Nitriles. Nitriles are organic compounds that contain a cyano group, CN, connected to an alkyl or aryl group. They are formed by the reaction of a primary amine with a carbonyl compound. Nitriles are important in the production of plastics and synthetic fibers as well as in the synthesis of pharmaceuticals and agricultural chemicals. Sulfides. Sulfides are organic compounds that contain a sulfur atom connected to two alkyl or aryl groups. They are formed by the reaction of a thiol with a halide or an alkylating agent. Sulfides are important in the synthesis of pharmaceuticals and agrochemicals and are also used as solvents in organic chemistry. Phosphates. Phosphates are organic compounds that contain a phosphorus atom connected to four oxygen atoms and an alkyl or aryl group. They are important in biological processes and are found in DNA and RNA as well as in energy storage molecules such as ATP. Phosphates are also used in the production of fertilizers and detergents. Sulfonic acids. Sulfonic acids are organic compounds that contain a sulfonic acid group, Si, connected to an alkyl or aryl group. They are strong acids and are often used as catalysts in organic reactions. Sulfonic acids are also used in the production of detergents, surfactants, and pharmaceuticals. Epoxides. Epoxides are organic compounds that contain a three-membered ring consisting of two carbon atoms and one oxygen atom. They are highly reactive and are used in the synthesis of other organic compounds. Epoxides are also important in biological processes and are involved in the metabolism of fatty acids. Applications of inorganic oxides. Introduction. Oxytocin is a hormone that plays a crucial role in several physiological processes, including social bonding, reproduction, and lactation. While oxytocin is well known for its role in childbirth, it has many other applications in various fields, including medicine and psychology. In this article, we will explore the different applications of oxytocin and how it is being used in modern medicine and therapy. Oxytocin in childbirth. Oxytocin is perhaps most commonly known for its role in childbirth. During labor, oxytocin is released by the pituitary gland, initiating contractions in the uterus and facilitating the birth of the baby. Synthetic forms of oxytocin, such as pitocin, are often used to induce or augment labor when necessary. Oxytocin can also be administered after birth to encourage milk letdown, helping new mothers breastfeed their babies. Oxytocin in maternal bonding. In addition to its role in childbirth, oxytocin is also crucial in maternal bonding. Studies have shown that mothers with higher oxytocin levels are more likely to engage in nurturing behaviors towards their infants. Oxytocin also promotes the formation of social bonds between mother and child, which can have long-term effects on the child's emotional development. Oxytocin in romantic relationships. Oxytocin has been dubbed the love hormone due to its role in romantic relationships. Studies have shown that oxytocin levels increase during sexual arousal and orgasm, and individuals in committed relationships have been found to have higher levels of oxytocin than those who are single. Oxytocin also promotes feelings of trust and empathy, which can strengthen the bonds between partners. Oxytocin in social behavior. Oxytocin is also involved in social behavior more broadly. Studies have shown that oxytocin can increase feelings of generosity, altruism, and cooperation, and reduce feelings of aggression and anxiety. Oxytocin has been found to be particularly effective in promoting prosocial behavior in individuals with certain psychiatric disorders, such as autism spectrum disorder. Oxytocin in stress reduction. Oxytocin has been found to have stress-reducing effects, both in humans and animals. Studies have shown that oxytocin can reduce cortisol levels, a hormone associated with stress, and promote feelings of relaxation and well-being. Oxytocin has been found to be particularly effective in reducing stress in individuals with anxiety disorders. Oxytocin in therapy. Given its numerous physiological and psychological effects, oxytocin has been explored as a potential therapy for a range of disorders. Oxytocin has been found to be effective in treating social anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and depression. Oxytocin has also been explored as a potential treatment for autism spectrum disorder, as it has been found to improve social interaction and communication in individuals with the disorder. Current research on oxytocin. While the applications of oxytocin are already extensive, ongoing research is exploring even more potential uses for this versatile hormone. For example, recent studies have found that oxytocin may have a role in reducing drug addiction. One study found that oxytocin administration decreased drug-seeking behavior in rats, while another found that oxytocin reduced the craving for cocaine in humans. These findings suggest that oxytocin may be a potential therapy for individuals struggling with drug addiction. Another area of research is exploring the role of oxytocin in the treatment of eating disorders. Oxytocin has been found to reduce food intake in animals, and a recent study found that oxytocin administration reduced the amount of food consumed by individuals with binge eating disorder. These findings suggest that oxytocin may be a useful therapy for individuals with eating disorders, though more research is needed to fully understand its potential in this area. Finally, researchers are also exploring the potential of oxytocin as a therapy for various neurological disorders, such as Parkinson's disease and multiple sclerosis. Oxytocin has been found to have neuroprotective effects in animal models of these diseases, and preliminary studies in humans have found that oxytocin administration may improve motor function in individuals with Parkinson's disease. While more research is needed to fully understand the potential of oxytocin as a therapy for neurological disorders, these findings offer promising avenues for future research. Limitations and risks of oxytocin. While oxytocin has numerous potential applications, it is important to note that there are also limitations and potential risks associated with its use. For example, while oxytocin has been found to promote social bonding and trust, it can also reinforce in-group biases and increase feelings of hostility towards outgroup members. Additionally, while oxytocin has been found to have stress-reducing effects, it can also increase anxiety and aggression in certain contexts. Furthermore, while oxytocin has been found to be effective in treating certain disorders, it is not a panacea. Oxytocin therapy may not be effective for all individuals, and it may have different effects depending on factors such as dosage, route of administration, and individual differences in biology and psychology. Ethical considerations of oxytocin use. As with any therapeutic agent, the use of oxytocin raises ethical considerations. One concern is the potential for off-label use of oxytocin, particularly in the context of performance enhancement. For example, oxytocin has been found to improve trust and cooperation in economic games, leading some individuals to use it in competitive contexts such as business negotiations. While the use of oxytocin in this context is not currently regulated, it raises questions about fairness and the potential for abuse. Another ethical concern is the potential for unintended consequences of oxytocin use. For example, oxytocin has been found to promote social bonding and trust, which could have positive effects on relationships and social cohesion. However, it is also possible that oxytocin use could lead to increased conformity and a decrease in critical thinking, which could have negative effects on individual autonomy and decision-making. Finally, the use of oxytocin in certain contexts, such as labor induction, raises questions about informed consent and medical decision-making. It is important for healthcare providers to fully inform patients about the potential risks and benefits of oxytocin use, and to ensure that patients are making informed decisions about their medical care. Future directions for oxytocin research. Despite the current understanding of oxytocin and its potential applications, there is still much to be explored in the realm of oxytocin research. Future directions for oxytocin research could include investigating the potential of oxytocin as a therapy for additional neurological disorders, such as Alzheimer's disease and stroke. Additionally, research could explore the potential of oxytocin as a therapy for chronic pain, as oxytocin has been found to reduce pain sensitivity in animal models. Further research could also explore the potential of oxytocin as a therapy for social and emotional disorders that are not typically associated with oxytocin, such as borderline personality disorder and schizophrenia. Additionally, research could explore the potential of oxytocin as a therapy for substance use disorders beyond those that have already been investigated, such as nicotine addiction and opioid use disorder. As oxytocin is a complex hormone with a wide range of effects, future research could also investigate the mechanisms by which oxytocin produces its effects, as well as individual differences in oxytocin biology and psychology. This could lead to a more personalized approach to oxytocin therapy, which takes into account individual differences in oxytocin functioning and could lead to increased efficacy and reduced inventing a method of producing durable materials. Innovation in durable material production. The invention of durable materials has been an essential factor in the development of human civilization. The usage of durable materials can be traced back to ancient times when humans used materials like stone, wood, and animal hides to make tools, weapons, and clothing. The production of durable materials has seen significant advancements over the years, with the invention of new materials and the development of new methods for producing them. One of the most significant breakthroughs in the production of durable materials is the invention of synthetic polymers. Synthetic polymers are made by chemically bonding monomers together to form long chains, which can then be transformed into different materials with unique properties. The first synthetic polymer, bakelite, was invented in 1907 by Belgian chemist Leo Baekeland. Bakelite was a thermosetting plastic that was used in the production of electrical insulators, radios, and telephones. Since then, the production of synthetic polymers has exploded, with thousands of different polymers being developed for a wide range of applications. Polymers like polyethylene, polystyrene, and polypropylene are used in everyday products like plastic bags, food packaging, and toys, while more specialized polymers like Kevlar and Nomex are used in bulletproof vests and firefighting gear. Another important development in the production of durable materials is the use of nanotechnology. Nanotechnology involves the manipulation of materials at the nanoscale, which is around 1,000 times smaller than the width of a human hair. By manipulating materials at this scale, scientists can create materials with unique properties that are not found in larger materials. One example of this is carbon nanotubes. Carbon nanotubes are cylindrical structures made from carbon atoms that are arranged in a hexagonal pattern. They are incredibly strong and lightweight, with a tensile strength that is 100 times greater than steel. Carbon nanotubes have the potential to revolutionize a wide range of industries, from aerospace to electronics. In addition to new materials, there have also been significant advancements in the methods used to produce durable materials. One example of this is 3D printing. 3D printing involves using a computer to create a digital model of an object and then using a printer to build the object layer by layer. 3D printing has the potential to revolutionize the manufacturing industry by allowing for the production of highly customized products on demand. Another important development in the production of durable materials is the use of renewable resources. Many of the materials we use today, such as plastics, are made from non-renewable resources like petroleum. This has led to concerns about the environmental impact of these materials, and the need to find more sustainable alternatives. One example of a sustainable material is bioplastics. Bioplastics are made from renewable resources like cornstarch and sugarcane. They have similar properties to traditional plastics but are biodegradable and compostable, making them a more environmentally friendly alternative. One of the biggest challenges is the environmental impact of these materials. Many of the materials we use today, such as plastics, are not biodegradable and can take hundreds of years to decompose, leading to pollution and damage to ecosystems. To address this challenge, there has been a growing focus on the development of sustainable materials and production methods. One example of this is the use of recycled materials. Recycling involves the collection and processing of waste materials, which are then used to create new products. Recycling not only reduces waste and pollution but also conserves natural resources by reducing the need for new raw materials. Another example of sustainable materials is biomimicry. Biomimicry involves the study of natural systems and processes and the application of these principles to the design of new materials and products. For example, researchers have developed a new type of concrete that is inspired by the structure of coral reefs. This new concrete is stronger and more durable than traditional concrete, and also has a lower carbon footprint. In addition to sustainable materials, there has also been a focus on sustainable production methods. One example of this is green chemistry. Green chemistry involves the development of chemical processes that are designed to minimize the use and generation of hazardous substances. By using safer and more efficient chemical processes, we can reduce the environmental impact of the production of durable materials. Another example of sustainable production methods is lean manufacturing. Lean manufacturing involves the elimination of waste and the optimization of production processes to improve efficiency and reduce environmental impact. By reducing waste and optimizing processes, we can reduce the resources needed to produce durable materials and minimize the environmental impact of production. It is also important to consider the social impact of the production of durable materials. Many of the materials we use today are produced in developing countries, where labor laws and environmental regulations may not be as stringent as in developed countries. This can lead to exploitation of workers and damage to the environment. To address this, there has been a growing focus on ethical and sustainable sourcing of materials. The circular economy is an economic model that aims to minimize waste and promote the reuse and recycling of materials. In a circular economy, durable materials are designed to be reused or recycled at the end of their useful life, creating a closed-loop system. One example of this is the use of cradle-to-cradle design. Cradle-to-cradle design is an approach to design that considers the entire life cycle of a product, from raw materials to disposal. By designing products with the end of their useful life in mind, we can ensure that they can be reused or recycled, reducing waste and promoting the circular economy. Another example of the circular economy action is the use of industrial symbiosis. Industrial symbiosis involves the collaboration between different industries to share resources and reduce waste. For example, one company's waste product may be another company's raw material, creating a closed-loop system that promotes the circular economy. In addition to the circular economy, there has also been a growing focus on the health and safety implications of durable materials. Many of the materials we use today, such as plastics, contain hazardous chemicals that can be harmful to human health and the environment. To address this, there has been a growing focus on the use of non-toxic materials and the development of safer production methods. One example of this is the use of green chemistry principles in the production of durable materials.